Hello Huntsville, I'm Lauren and I'm here with the Rosé Society and I have Alana Williams here. We're going to talk more about that today. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell me a little bit about your day today.
Well, it's just been a busy day, ready to go on vacation and getting ready for this ball to start in a month.
Awesome. Well, can you tell me a little bit more about that ball? What is it that you do at the Rosé Society?
The Rosé Society is a private 501c3 with a cross community of women who are dedicated to serving women and children in our community. The ball raises money for those charities in the North Alabama area.
Awesome. What kind of charities are you supporting this year? Do you support different charities every year?
Every year we have an application process and charities apply for being a recipient of our ball. This year we have three amazing charities. It is the Child Advocacy Center of Morgan County, Enable of Huntsville, and Secret Meals for Hungry Children.
That's awesome. I love that you guys give so much back to the community. So how many charities have you guys served?
We have served 14 charities in our tenure.
Okay.
We have raised over $263,000 for the community.
That is amazing. So you mentioned the tenure. So how long has the Rosé Society been in Huntsville?
The Rosé Society started in November of 2018.
Okay.
We put on a ball in 12 weeks that year.
Crazy times.
Yes, yes it was. We're getting a little better. We raised $35,000 that first year.
Amazing, in 12 weeks.
In 12 weeks.
Awesome.
So then COVID hit, and we took a year off. This year it will be our 5th ball.
Awesome. So every year do you select 3 charities then that you give back to with that application process?
We do. We select 3 charities.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing. So 6 years ago, what started the Rosé Society? What on that November day said, you know what, we're going to get together and do this?
There was a woman that volunteered for the Margarita Society and the Margarita Ball, and she was inspired by what they did, and she got a group of women together and said, hey, let's form a female group that gives back to the community. And that's how we got started.
So ultimately, the Rosé Society was conceptualized from somebody's want to give back to the community and specialize in that women and children aspect.
Yes, exactly. That was her dream, and we've made it reality.
That's amazing. Now, do you guys focus only in Alabama or specific areas of Alabama?
It's the North Alabama area.
Okay, so the charities are very local then to our community.
Our charities are very local, yes.
That's amazing. So over the tenure, the Rosé Society has raised an amazing $263,000 for amazing charities.
Yes.
What is the goal this year for the charities that you have on deck?
We really like to keep that under wraps.
Okay.
We obviously every year want to do a little better. At the end of the ball, the society gets together and sees how much money we raise, and from there, the decision is made how much each charity gets, and it's divided equally, obviously.
Okay.
We have a big giveaway for them where it's just the charities and the society that get together, and that's their surprise when we turn around those checks and they get to see how much that they're going to get that year. We've had charities, the ball is exciting and we love it, but that night you really get to see your hard work and what you've done.
I can only imagine.
We've had charities literally in tears because they didn't realize they would get as much as they got. And one in particular 2 years ago said, we just had to lay someone off. This would have helped us keep them.
So this is life-changing amount of money, is that it's not only affecting the community as far as giving back to these charities, but helping effectively keep these charities' doors open to continue to grow and give back to the community.
Yes, it helps them keep all their staff and make sure those services are there for the women and children.
So I have to ask, you said the checks, you turn them around, are they the big Bob Barker checks?
They absolutely are.
I love it, I love it. So you mentioned the ball. So the Rosé Society holds a ball every year. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
What is the Rosé Ball?
The Rosé Ball is exactly that. You come and you get dressed up real pretty, and men wear, they can wear tuxes, they can wear dark suits. It's black tie optional.
Okay.
We see lots of pretty dresses.
I can imagine.
The people that are on the society are required to wear certain colors.
Okay.
Guests are not. You can wear whatever color you want. We want you to come and have a good time. We have complimentary rosé and complimentary bubbles. We will have cash bars.
Okay.
We also are very lucky to have mocktails for mommies. For those of you that do not partake in alcohol, so there isn't another option, we have lots of our restaurants in the community that donate food for the ball, so there's plenty of food.
So it sounds like with everything that you guys have going on, it is a well thought out, probably takes a little bit longer than 12 weeks these days.
It does, it does. We start right after we give away our money, we just start right into the next ball.
That makes sense. So you mentioned a little bit about, obviously we've touched on the charities and giving back to those aspects, but you just touched base a little bit on the food and how the community comes together to help the Rosé Ball have food so people don't go home hungry. So kind of touch base on that. How is it that you guys are getting these local community restaurants to come in and help support you guys?
We ask.
Great.
We ask. We also do some social media posts to give them, a little publicity for helping the community out.
So by asking, does that mean that anyone then could be a sponsor?
Anyone could be a sponsor, yes.
Awesome.
We have monetary sponsors as well as our food sponsors. Love to have more sponsors. You can't have enough.
I can only imagine. As big as this is growing into be, I personally have been a patron of the Rosé Ball many of times. Love all the sparkles. Love all the dresses myself as well. And I have to say it's a very well thought out event and organization. And I just want to kind of touch base on, I guess, what it is your goal for the evening is for the patrons that come in.
We want everybody to have a good time. This is about raising money and having a good time. Once they have bought those tickets and once they have sponsored something in the ball, we just want everybody to have a blast.
Great. So with having a great time, is there music? Is there live bands?
There is.
What kind of
we have a DJ.
Can we expect?
We have a DJ and a dance floor, obviously.
Okay.
We like to do some acoustical music in another area, so people can have a quieter place to sit,
chill,
but still be enjoying the ball. Obviously, like I said, there's food, libations. We also have Sean Tsai with the 360 photo booth and some other standalone photo booths.
So if someone wanted to be a sponsor for the Rosé Ball, how would one go about doing that?
They can either reach out to one of us, if they know one of us, obviously, or they can go to roséballhsv.com, sponsorship, and fill out a sponsorship form.
Awesome. So the sponsorships, are there different levels for that? And then on top of that, let's say somebody doesn't have the funds to become a sponsor. Is it open to the public? Is there general admission tickets that you can also buy?
Okay. There are different levels of sponsorships. There's some name sponsorships, such as the presenting sponsor, which has been Mercedes-Benz for the last, Mercedes-Benz of Huntsville for the last several years.
Okay.
There are, the band sponsors, and then there are levels of sponsorship from platinum to silver.
Got it. Okay. And then is it open to the public? So is there a general admission ticket?
Yes, there is a general admission ticket, and you can go to that same website, roséballhsv.com, and go to tickets. Tickets are $60 a person, and that will get you into the ball.
Awesome. So I think this has been amazing. One last thing I did want to ask you, how would you say being a part of the Rosé Society has changed and affected your life?
I have a background with nonprofits. That's where I started my career.
Okay.
So they're near and dear to me. So this was something I really wanted to do. I no longer work for nonprofits, but it's a way of me kind of still having that connection with them.
Foot in the door.
Yeah, foot in the door. And I have just had some amazing friendships through it. The women have come together. We didn't know each other. There were very few of us that were linked together. So you have met some people that you would have never met before and become really good friends with them.
So it almost sounds like a grown-up version of a sorority.
Yes, I think so.
No hazing, though.
No hazing.
So we're sitting in obviously what looks like a warehouse, but it's not. Can you explain a little bit about why we're specifically doing this interview here?
This is where the ball happens. It is Stovehouse on Governor's Drive. We have had the ball here. This will be our third year here.
Okay.
It's an amazing space. Just to tell you a little bit about it, my husband is a former HPD officer, and years ago he wanted them to tear this place down because it was such a
Not a good space.
It wasn't a good space.
Okay.
They have taken it, and it is an amazing event space. We've had so much fun working with them and having the ball here. It just works for what we need it for.
And the main room that the ball happens in, this is called the Royal.
The Royal.
And then you have a subsection where some additional overflow goes into, and it's called the Bell, correct?
Correct.
And then the outside
It's called-
acoustics that you talked about, so a little bit more calming. And the ball happens in April, correct?
It does.
So it's a little bit warmer outside, hopefully. You never know in Alabama.
It's going to be beautiful.
So this is where the acoustic music happens, and is that named as well?
That is named. That is the furnace.
Okay.
And that is also a sponsorship.
Thank you, Alana, so much for taking the time and educating myself and the community on what the Rosé Society is and how awesome this ball is going to be. And if you yourself want to join us here at the Rosé Society and the Rosé Ball in the Stovehouse, Bell, and Royal, you need to go to roseballhsv.com. Get your tickets today. April 13th is just around the corner.
Like and subscribe to Hello Huntsville today on all your favorite podcast platforms. Sponsored by the Cynthia Jordan Real Estate Group, Jeff the Mortgage Guy, and Tony with T-Mail in the Morning Show.